Hello, this is Plum Silver. I've got a draw here, Lenormand Grand Tableau. And this question that I had was just after a week, 2 weeks ago, I made this draw. I left it there on my table, simmering in a way. Sometimes I'm so busy, I look at it every day and I go, oh, okay, you know. Anyway, it was about our Prime Minister, and this one's treason, Trudeau for treason. That was the question. That I wanted to see a reading about it. And I said, who's the players? I wanted to know. And then I knew that I was going to see a story laying itself here. And very interesting because I also did 7 tarot cards. And then that's going to show you there's definitely some trouble. Trouble for the man of the house there. He's in the ring. And you're going to see as I go through each card, you're going to understand what am I showing you. All right, and I'm going to show you the tarot cards first, and there are 7 cards, and I've got, you see the Page of Sword here. It's actually at the beginning of some words, some, like, you know, usually it's the initial steps of something that is definitely brought forward with the sword. It's the power of the word, the thoughts, and this is causing trouble because there was here the lover, trouble, 3 of Swords. You know, when you see this, you know there's trouble in the house. You know, there's whatever trouble it is. You know, it's been created. Something's pushing it because there was a bad deal, and this whole treason. You see the card, the lover, you know there's some bad deal going on. There's like choices. There's a deception going on here. And that being the center card here, the 3 of Pentacles, 3s are portal. They're very powerful cards because they're usually, you know, the Trinity. And this one being Pentacles, it's the power of the material world. So we know that this is it's actually at the center that it's going to be using. So to prove there's some bad deal and treason, you're going to have to use the power of not just the word, like the Page of Swords, but also the material world, the tools that you have. And we're going to see at the end of the draw that we have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is the law. And there's a queen here, a Queen of Cups, a person who's very in touch with their intuition, and understanding emotions, also being connected to its clan of fish, and you know, it goes with the flow of things, but being very powerful because it's got the law with it, the knowledge of the law, like being expected and beautiful. 3 cards, a very powerful 3 cards of the future here. 3 of Cups, celebration. You see there's a trinity. So there's definitely a balance here that is happening. And here you could see that we're talking about a story. There's some that has been created. There's trouble. It's going to be, you know, trouble by the bad deal that was done. And at the center card, it's because there's a very powerful material thing happening in the physical. This will be planted in, you know, and it's been talked about, and this is in the beginning stage. So this treason here, we could see it. We could see the treason here. And then we could see the power of the law and being very intuitive and knowing there's many people and many fish that are going to be working in there, and they will be success, and because they will be successful. It's balanced. All right. So the tarot cards would be enough to say it all, but you do the Lenormand just to see who's who and where they are and what are they doing. And our poor Mr. T here, you see he's barefoot in the house of ring. Commitment. Well, he's committed, that's for sure. He's committed. Why I say he's committed, definitely there is no way around it. It's because at the bottom of the draw here, he's on his way out here. He's cornered. He's cornered by the ring, the house of ring, and the ring is in the moon, the house of moon, and moon is reflection. It's going to be reflected. It's going to be known. People will know about it. Why are they going to know about it? Because I got the garden in the house of garden, big time public work. Not only that is like exposure, it's a matter of the public to know this, to know what's going on. And there's a woman here, and the house of woman here, that is committed, or 2 women, or a group, lovers, not lovers, but bonded, based on the same courage and same humanitarian work at the heart of it. And they're actually very stable people. They're created a family at the heart. You see, we've got the heart here, and we're in the house of heart. That's why you want to kind of go see, okay, where's the heart there? It's the house. And it's going to bring stability, because there's in the house of mice that is basically, that is going to, when you go in the house of mice and you want to see what's happening, it also anchors commitment, because you're committed, you're anchored. And then the mice is usually, when you want to read the whole draw, you say the house of the mice will tell you what is it that is going to be sinking this draw like down to it. Well, it's definitely going to be commitment. There's a commitment. We see this person here is being committed. Now, committed here, look how close the woman at the top there, at the top of the draw. My goodness, that's a lot of weight on this person here who's cornered here, is looking out to the past, not even looking at the future, because the future is in the hands of everything that's going on and pressing. The woman here in the house of clover, I would say it's many women, because there's mice here, and they're liaison in the house of rider. Liaison, they're a group, because there's also the tree here. They're all rooted together. They're ancestral, powerful people that are rooted. They actually understand the importance of being rooted and actually just together, connected. And the house of ship, which is the convoy, the house of ship is because that's all about the treason and what happened during that time, the Emergency Act. There was an Emergency Act that was, see, there's a contract here in the House of Tower, in the government house here, there was a contract, a very confusing contract, it's kind of, no, we don't know either way what it meant. It in the House of Letter here, you see the letters there. It's confusing. The public is not completely aware what's really going on. It's confusing, and it's at the bottom of it. But the government, the institution, that was like sort of in an argument in the House of Whip with the ship here, with the convoy, this is what it created. And it created an argument. But that the key to the solution to success, we have the House of Sun, and with the Sun card in the House of Sun, they're saying there's definitely a success of what's happening, a commitment. Commitment is like basically committed to what is the law, using the law of what he has done. He's committed. He just by doing using the power of the word, the Emergency Act he created, he committed himself. So that's it. He's gonna have to pay the price for that. There is definitely a loyal person or people, because there are many, I believe, and they're connected, that are using sharp decision, all being loyal to what? Well, the dog here in the House of Book, loyal to the law, the book. The book is in the House of Bear. It's very protective. The bear is here in the House of Fox. See the bear, the House of Bear. The book is the law. It's an ancestral, actually you would say, kind of like grandmother, a clan they're protecting who? They're protecting the public. They're using the law. I mean, that the law itself is a very protective piece of paper, not a piece of paper, but even a book, like what's written is very protecting the people. And it's going to be manipulated, strongly used to manipulate it, to twisting in the stars and to change the directions of things. Here we have the direction here, like it's going to be a sharp new twist of direction, because you see in the House of Bouquet we get the fox here. The fox is using the manipulation of argument against the or within the maybe the institution of the Supreme Court. It looks like the government, anything that has got to do with an institution here, there's definitely going to be a new direction that is going to sort of bring an end to these discussion, to expose in the House of Child, to expose, to make sure that people will know what's going on with this new thing. The child, where's the child? The child here is in the house of man. Well, there you go. He's actually the child of the Trudeau clan, whatever we want to call it. He's basically been committed from the young age to this destiny. So there you go. And he's in the house, the child, and then knowing that he's going to be exposed. Just following the cards for the man here. And if you do just following him, the ring, the moon, the child, you see, we got 4 cards. It's definitely trapped. There's no world in between. This is what's happening for here, our little Mr. T, Canadian, barefoot there, sitting there. Whatever you want to think of him, it doesn't matter. It's not important, because we're using the law to actually bring a house down. A house down is in trouble. A house, see the house, and then you got the cross, and because the cross here, there's going to be some huge change, something new. There's going to be birth. 11 or 17, kind of reminds me of. I don't want to mention the Q things, but every time I see them, I think about that, and just kind of know that there's always, it's sort of symbolic. Maybe it's an archetype now for me to see that number 17, and I always think of that. So it's actually going to cause some trouble to the house, this information, this change, this pushing of change, and they're bringing also, it's like delivering information, delivering the whatever they're supposed to be doing. Now I did mention that we have the sun in the sun, we have the crossroad in the crossroad house, and we also have the garden in the garden house. It says to me this is definitely a big public work going on here, public interest especially, and change of direction that is going to be benefiting the public, because it's benefiting, because there's a success to commit and to expose with the moon this person who's there in the ring, and he's actually the child, the man. So the man that we're talking about, Trudeau here. What else do I have to look at? There's just looking at the top cards. We got the House of Cloud. Usually that's a transition. It's going to be the gift of using a manipulation and of the power of the word and everything. Here, the gift, the bouquet, the gift here is fish. Fish is there because that gift of using, understanding the power, the wise change that they're going to bring forward. Is a gift, and make things flow, and then it's going to help anchor and bring the fortune that we need. The fortune by these women here that are, I would say that we could probably name 2 people that I would know that are brought the treason, Trudeau for treason, and it's Stand for Thee, and also Jane Scarf. But I think it's many people, just because the change is here. And who are these change? They're wise, white wise people, and when I get the white lily, I think of the white hats. If you want to think about it in the state, the white hats is us. It's a consciousness. It's everybody who's working in the same direction, and the direction that we're taking here is we're making some sharp twists, sharp decision that's going to be arguing with the law. We need the law to be able to win and take down this house. That is. If you saw my other draw of the Tamara, you would actually see how he was kind of like sort of so much into the center of her reading, and I kind of even said it was part of a rotten fish clan, and the snake in the House of Stars is just telling you something can flip, because also the crossroad road here, definitely flip, because we're like being told twice, 2020, 22. It's like it's a strong message, and then it's of public interest. And we got the humanitarian woman here working, very wise lily humanitarian, that are actually trying to bring success because there was an obstacle to trying to change this obstacle, to open up this obstacle, to open it up. Here you see the mountain open up, like to use open up with the power of the word for the public, to change things direction, to bring stability to the house, to the house of the people, the group that are together, that have courage to move all this information. So yeah, I did mention that here we have a loyal person to the law that is going to bring some sharp, very loyal decisions, like that you could trust to change the direction very sharply. You know, it's straight decision, Scythe, you know, in the House of Scythe. I mean, this is like, you know, there's no if or but, that's it, you know, because the power of the law is there. And it's going to be, you know, we have a cross here. You could just look at this cross here, the power of the law, and you know, the fox and the whip here. I think it's kind of an interesting draw right here there. So I think I got it pretty good here, and I think I went through every card. Yeah, the solution here is going to be arguments, because to bring clarity this way. This, you see, the sun is showing there's going to be some clarity. It's still kind of like there's a little bit of darkness here and there's confusion, but there's something happening. It's on top of it now. It's like sort of putting pressure down to this whole situation. And this is very powerful, and the power of the law, very strong here with the book, the bear. Let's not forget that. There's a direction. Did I mention the coffin, the house of the coffin here? The riders, who are the riders? There's these little mice, they eat away at the house, you know. Coffin, it's, well, I almost like it's sort of silent workers. You don't really see them because they're down below. Coffin, in the house of coffins, you don't see them, they're behind, you know, but they're actually gonna heat a house down, you know. They'll break it down for sure. So it's successful. Look at the sun. And here I think we have a really good draw. I hope you like this. We'll be following up more on our political crazy situation. It's very exciting, especially now that we have the law on our side, and everybody should be looking into reading about the Bill of Rights. Super interesting. Okay, bye.